Now, I'm no expert on the effects of pornography, but I certainly have personal experience of how a man's addiction to it can negatively impact on a woman because I have experienced it. It has been a very difficult process having to engage with how pornography has hurt me in order to talk to you today. This is a very vulnerable place to stand, and part of me is loath to speak out against this thing that has so hurt me because it requires me to engage with experiences that I so badly want to leave in the past. I worked in the mining industry where pornography was used as a type of currency, and it was evident that whoever was rich in this economy behaved most poorly. I was generally treated well, but I can easily think of 4 occasions I was genuinely mistreated by 4 different men. Now, the common denominator that I can identify from all of those 4 occasions was that the perpetrator, in every instance, was the man on that particular mining rig who was most renowned for the most prolific use and largest collection of pornography, without exception. Once I was propositioned to prostitute myself, once I had a man break into my room in the middle of the night and other crew members dragged him out. Once I was blocked in the laundry and threatened because I had disposed of pornography in my housekeeping duties. But finally, I left the industry when I was repeatedly punched by a male colleague and sustained hip to knee bruising. As far as I'm concerned, any man who does not engage in workplace cultures of porn use is a shining beacon of hope in our porn-riddled culture. A man who actually speaks against porn and acknowledges the harm it does is an extraordinary and wonderful human. And so before I go on, I thank you all for being here and for speaking up with your actions this morning. I'm afraid my mining experience is not why I'm here to talk today. I get to the trickier part now. Those are actually the more superficial and less personal experiences I have had. The real harm that I suffered from pornography was because of a past long-term relationship. You see, pornography leaves the person watching it in complete control. There's no need to consider another person or to make any effort to do anything but find selfish gratification. There are studies about the detrimental impact of this on people's brains and behaviour. I can't quote reports. I don't know the statistics, although I know they're out there. But I have the experience, the negative impact of my own dehumanisation because of somebody else's porn addiction. I didn't really understand the pertinence of what I was saying when I was leaving that abusive relationship, when I said something like, the more porn you watch, the worse I get treated. Go and get a blow-up doll. An object would serve you better. There was no interest in intimacy or relationship. It was a one-way transaction that catered to satisfy his needs how and when he wanted. Sometimes it was clear that how much porn was being watched dictated how poorly I was being treated. The more porn meant the more violence, the less personal connection. It was as simple as that. There was nothing loving, intimate or consensual about sex. It was only after a lot of counselling that I realised with absolute horror that what I had been experiencing over and over and over again was actually just plain rape. I won't go into further details, but it's been 6 years since I left that terrible situation, and I still deal with the negative impact from that horrific cycle of abuse. In his porn-dominated world, I could not initiate any intimate act without experiencing fierce rejection. My looks, anything that humanised me, any desire to work on a relationship, to have intimacy, to be part of a partnership, was vehemently and often violently rejected. As a matter of fact, my ex had what he called the reject button. Even if I hugged him, he would jab me hard in the ribs so I would let go. My head was often pushed away or down if I tried to say no, to get away, or to confront my attacker at all. It was not uncommon for me to be thrown out of bed onto the floor when I was an inconvenience or had been used. I was simply an object to deliver satisfaction, while he was replaying some pornographic content in his mind. And beyond that, I was useful for domestic duties, but I remained otherwise redundant, or more aptly, an inconvenience. It was a horrible, damaging, lonely, disconnected experience being in a relationship with a porn addict. And while many of the abuses I have suffered seem to come from deep character flaws, I personally feel I can conclusively say that his use of pornography caused me great harm and exacerbated every negative thing I experienced. I'm grateful that my own husband is here today, that he was moved to make a stand because of my experiences, that my own father and brothers are here with me, and that they are supporting the Mayor in this extraordinary, seemingly insurmountable task to make our city free from porn. It has certainly been my personal experience that porn leads to domestic violence, abuse, relationship breakdown, and that porn kills love.